Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic for a fascinating X-shaped puzzle called X Gonna Give It To Ya. And I'm looking forward to that. Don't forget that there's still 4 days left to enter our Patreon competition, the Gasp Genuinely Approachable Sudoku Puzzle Mix. 3 puzzles as easy as we've had in the last year as Patreon content for a prize. So we've had thousands of entries. Thank you very much for all the kind comments about puzzles. And as I say, 4 days left to enter that. You can look on the links under the video for how to get our merchandise, how to join Patreon, how to get on the Discord server, and where all our apps are. So do check those out. Now, I'm going to say a quick happy birthday to Aaron Hagman, whose sister Lacey wrote to us. Little hard to tell for an email arriving at 2 a.m. our time when she said his birthday's tomorrow. I think it's today, though. Happy birthday, Aaron. I hope you have a lot of cake and have a great day. I don't know what country you're in. Lacey didn't say. I'm just guessing from the name you may be American. Anyway, let's have a look at this puzzle. Now, this puzzle came in from a constructor. So this is a debut for a constructor calling himself Dad Jokes, who said that if he could get a puzzle featured on Cracking the Cryptic, it might at least be something he could impress his children with and make himself look cooler. And it's called X Go and Give It To Ya. I'm not convinced that getting a Sudoku puzzle solved online is what's going to make you look cooler. But hey, maybe it will work. And I take a lot of comfort from, I think it's a Mark Twain saying, something along the lines of, when I was 7, it seemed my dad knew everything. By the time I got to 14, it was clear to me that he was absolutely ignorant and embarrassing to have around. And then when I reached 21, it was astonishing how much the old man had learned in the last 7 years. Anyway, that's where I'm hoping to get to. My son is 14. We shall see how that goes for you and me. Now, let's have a look at your puzzle, which has some very simple rules, which is good to see. We have normal Sudoku rules applying, and they are obviously 1 to 9 in every row, column, and box. We have some diagonals. So each of these diagonals features the digits 1 to 9 because the rule is that digits don't repeat along them. And then we have some killer cages, and they show their sum and they can't contain repeat digits. And I have just noted, they're all 3 cells. I had noticed that before. What I've just noticed now is that there is a stack of ascending numbers all the way up one of the diagonals. So this cage is 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, which is absolutely brilliant construction. Really interesting. So I'm intrigued to have a go at this. I'm going to restart my clock. Actually, no, I'm going to quickly mention that we are getting very close to 500,000 subscribers. Mental, amazing number. Thank you so much if you've joined lately. Thank you so much if you joined ages ago. Thank you so much for having subscribed at all to the channel. Please do if you haven't. And when you do, when we get to 500,000, we are planning a release of puzzles from some of the greats of the community. And I have been looking at some of them today, and they are epic. They're really, really good. We've got plans in the works for a gas app as well of 60 puzzles. Anyway, that's all ahead of us. Now, what we have in front of us, first link on the video, is this puzzle. Let's get cracking. So, we have a 6 cage, 3 cells, 6, has to be 1, 2, 3. We can all do that maths. Oh, I see. I'm just noticing there is also a 7 cage. That has to be 1, 2, 4. As well as this string of 10 to 17, there's a 6, a 7, an 8, and a 9. Then you get the string of 10 to 17, and then a couple of higher cages. That's brilliant. I mean, I'm really impressed by the construction, I have to say. Whatever happens with the puzzle, if it solves uniquely, there is something good going on here already. Now, we've got the 6 cage, 7 cage. The 8 cage is not so good. We know there's a 1 in it. It's either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. Those are the 2 ways of making up 8 in 3 digits. But that is not telling us which we're using. 22 and 8 is 30. Now, here we've got, oh, this can't be huge. Might be a 6 at most. 14, 27. Oh, right. No, this is good. This is good. Now, you may or may not know the secret that we occasionally impart to our favourite people. And if you don't know it, listen closely, because I am going to reveal that by rule, every row, column and box in a Sudoku adds up to the same number. And that number is 45. And that's because every row, column and box is the digits 1 to 9, and they always add up to 45. Now, that is applicable to this box, which has 6 cells in 2 cages that add up to 27. If we subtract that from 45, we get the total of these 3 cells, which is 18. That must be. I'm going to just colour them. These are the 3 cells that add up to 18. Now, the reason I'm excited about this all of a sudden is this can't be more than 6 in a 9 cage. The other 2 digits could be 1 and 2, but 6 is the maximum here. And I'm only going to go 1 number down from that, because if you took the maximum here of 4 and the maximum here of 6, then the minimum here to make these yellow cells add up to 18 is 8. So this must be 8 or 9. And from these maxima of 6 and 4, there's only 1 degree of freedom downwards. So the 6 could come down to a 5. The 4 could only come down to a 3, and that's not a candidate in a 1, 2, 4 cage. So that is a 4. And we can finish the cage. And now these 2 have to add up to 14. And because we haven't lost the degree of freedom with the 4, I don't know whether they're a 5, 9 or a 6, 8 pair. But we have got something out of this now. Let's get rid of the colours. Yes, this 12 cage is either 813 or 912. Now you'll notice the common element there is a 1. And this 1 is telling us where that 1 is. It has to go in here with a 2 or a 3 here. Oh, and that works up to the 9 cage as well. That's lovely. Yes, the 9 cage has either a 5 or 6 here. So it's either 513 or 612. And the common element there, he said, repeating himself, is a 1. This 1 tells us where it has to be. And then this is a 2 or 3. So I wondered, just as we have 1s circling around the central box, we might get another one there. Do we have 2s going around? I don't know. Now we need a 1 in the central box. That's going to have to be in one of those 2 cells. Oh, and a 2 is going to have to be in one of those 2. Now, the other thing I can tell you is that the 1 and 2 are not in the same cage in the center, because the other digit would apparently be a 10 or an 11 if that were the case. So one of them's in one of those 2 cages and the other is in the other. That might be the end of the trail of deductions at that point. Now let's not forget the diagonal. No, nothing going on there. This is still open for debate. This cage, this is even better. This is where I should have started rather than using the secret on this. Here, those 6 cells add up to 21 according to their cages. Now, if we subtract that from our magic 45, we're left with 24 in those 3 cells. And that means they have to be a 7, 8, 9 combination. Oh, yeah. We've got a good thing going on with the 11 cage as well. That is because of these 2 1s. Now, I know that in an 11 cage, you have to have either a 1 or a 2, or both. But in this case, you can't have a 1 in the cage. And you could work, I mean, the simplest way of seeing that you have to have a 1 or a 2 is that if you didn't have a 1 or a 2, the lowest 3 digits are 3, 4, and 5, and they already add up to 12. So that can't be right. So there is a 1 or a 2 in it. We can see there's not a 1 in it. Therefore, there must be a 2 in it. And because of that position, we know it's not there. And we can stick a 2 here. And these other 2 add up to 9 and are either 4, 5 or 3, 6. The other pair of 4, 5 or 3, 6 is in here with a 1, I think. I'm pretty confident about that. And this 2, perfect. Now these two 2s are looking at this 8 cage and saying you can't have a 2 in. You must be 1, 3, 4. 4 can't be on the diagonal because 4 is already on the diagonal. This, though, is still 2 possibilities. It must have a 9 in. It's either 976 or 985. Oh, so 2 is in one of these cells. Now it could be on the diagonal with the 1, 3 pair there. But it doesn't have to be. Okay, don't know what to do next. I don't know, we've made quite a few revelations. They haven't really led to much in a way at this point. 7, 8, 9. Don't know what's going on there. These 12 cells add up to 33. These 6 cells, sorry. And that leaves 12 in the other 3. That's not so helpful, I don't think. Right, I'm going to need to think of something else. Sorry. Oh, okay, it's not that hard, this step. It's basic Sudoku. 2 looking at that cell makes that a 3. So this is an 8, that's a 6. Then we do get a 2. So this didn't go 2, 2, 2 round there. Actually, I suppose it couldn't because one of those had to use the degree of freedom. Now, that's keeping 2, 1 and 3 out of those cells and 2 out of... Oh, well, 2's in there. 3 can't be here, so 6 can't be there. Now what? Haven't got a Scooby. Now, am I missing some more basic Sudoku? There's every chance of that. This can't have a 2 in it. But 15 is quite a big number, annoyingly. I don't know what to do. Right. This is 1, 4, 5 or 1, 3, 6. Oh, 2. No. 2's in one of those positions. 2's off the diagonal there. I'm just wondering. Yeah, that means on this diagonal, where does 2 go? I think that might be an interesting question. Just from the point of view of, I think there are only 2 actual cells left where it can be. It can't be here or here because there's a 1, 2, 3 triple in the box. So if it's in box 1, it's there. If it's down here in box 9, it is there. So one of those is a 2. And I know that that stops 2 being in those cells as well. And maybe it's therefore not actually very interesting. Right, I need to find something else, something more helpful. 1, 6, 3, 8. I don't think these, I know 1's in one of these and 2's in the other, but 2 could be in there with 5, 7 or 3, 9, or 2 could be in there. No, maybe it couldn't. How could 2 be in the 13 cage? The other 2 cells would have to add up to 11. If 2 was here, these cells would add up to 11. And it's all very well saying they couldn't include 1. What could they include? They'd have to have an odd digit and an even digit. And we've put 4, 8, 6 and putatively 2 in the same box already. So 2 can't be there. That's so strange. 2 is there. These 2 add up to 12. They don't include a 1. The 1 has gone in the center of the grid. These are 5, 7 or 3, 9. So are these. They're the other pair. But 1 there, right, 3 on the diagonal, 2 up there. Now we're cooking. Okay, so 3 there means we've got a 1, 4 pair surrounding it. 3 there means those don't have a 3. There's a 3 in one of these 2 cells in box 7. And that's now not a 3. And that is going to sort out our 1s all over the place. This can't, neither of these can be a 1. We get a 1 here. And that makes this a 4 and that a 1. Now, this is 5 or 6 because it can't be 3 or 4. And this then is 3 or 4 to make up the 9 pair there. That doesn't resolve what these are. But 5 or 6, let's have a look at the diagonal. That 8 can come out of that cell. I think that's been available for a while. Now, what next on this diagonal? We've still got 2 to place on it, which is either, no, it can't be there. So 2 on this diagonal is at the corner. That fixes 2 down here. Now 2 on, we've already done 2 on that diagonal, so that could have fixed the 2 down there. Right, these 2 cells add up to 45 minus 32. They add up to 13. Oh, bother. So they're 5, 8 or 6, 7. But there's a 6 there. There's a 1 in one of these 2 cells, and it's not in the 17 cage, or we'd have to stick a 14 in row 1, column 8, and I'm not allowed to do that. That's all the 1s in the grid. And that's all the 2s in the grid. And keep going on that math, or sort of ascending numbers theme. 3 can't be in any of those cells. Oh, well, this is going to tell us it's in these 2 cells with whatever we need to make up the total of the box to 45. 33, 34, 37 must be an 8. 3 and 8 are a pair up there. Now these 2 add up to 15. They're now 6, 9. This is a nice puzzle. 4, 5 or 7 there. When the deductions start flowing, I become a big fan. I mean, it's obviously, my fanship is clearly very tailored to my own skills, but there we go, that is life. So this diagonal is getting very filled in now. What numbers are getting interesting here? 8. That makes that a 3. That's quite interesting. 4, 5, 6, 7 and 9. That is not helpful there. Right, 3 though in a 15 sum. So the other 2 add up to 12. They're not 3, 9. They're not allowed to be 6, 6. They're either 4, 8 that way round or a 5, 7 pair. I don't know what the answer is to that. Right, I've got a 3 looking at that cell. Obviously, that was part of a pair. 8. Ooh. Okay, 8 takes... That 8 we just got takes 8 out of those 2 positions on the diagonal. That is beautiful, because look at this diagonal. Where does 8 go now? It's in one of those 2 positions, and therefore it's not in this cell, because whichever of those 2 on the diagonal it is now in, as a result of getting that 8 and taking it out of those 2, whichever of those 2 it's in, it's not in here, which is great, because now we've got a 7, 9 pair there, and we can take 8 out of here, we can take 7 off this. That is now 5 or 6, but these 2 have to add up to 13, I think it was, just checking my maths. Yes, so that's an 8. This is a 5. We've got 8 on this diagonal. Yes, that was one of those 2 positions. Right, 5 can't be there as well. So 5 is now definitely on this diagonal up in box 1. This is a 6, 7, 9 triple in the cage. 8, 1, 2, 5. We can't have 5 here, so this is not a 5-4 pair. This is a 3-6 pair. And that fixes lots of things. We get 5 on this diagonal. So so we've got a 7-9 pair on that diagonal. This is the only place 4 can go. 1, 4. 4 is in one of these two. 2, 1, 3, 4, 8, 4, 5, 1, 2. Don't know what. Oh, this has lost one possibility. What did we take out of here? 5. So that can't be a 7 now. 6 there. So 6 in this cage is there. This is a 7, 8, 9 triple. That can't be 8. This is a 4, an I-wing to finish off the row. We get a 4 there. We get a 4 here. A 4's going in all around the grid. I think there might be. I think they are. That's a 4. That's great, because a killer cage we can finish off with an 8 there. Gives us an 8 in row 8. That's an 8 as well. 8s do finish off because we can put 1 in there and another 8 here. Now, this can't be a 9 because we can't put 2 here, and it can't be a 7 because we can't put 4 here. So that's a 5. That's 6. Oh, this isn't 5. I thought I was going to have learnt what this is. So we're left with a 7-9 pair at the top, but that's nice because it fixes this. This is 3, 6, 7. Let's take out 2 of the candidates. We've got a 5 and a 9 in these cells, I reckon. That, yes, 5 in this row fixes that. 7, 5, 9 there. Oh, that doesn't quite tell me where 9 is here. 8, 4, 1, 6, 2. This is a 6, 7 pair. I can do those. This is a 5, 3 pair, which I can't. But 3, 5 pair in this column and a 7, 9 pair. So that teaches me where 6 goes. Then we've got a 3, 5 pair down here. 7, 9 pair there. Now that's good. Look at that 7, 9 pair making this a 3. And also telling us that this is a 5. And in fact, in this column, we've got a 7, 9 pair. I presume the 7, 9 pairs are all going to get disambiguated by the by the diagonals at some point. 6 there, 7 here. 6, 8, 4, 1, 2, 7. That is 3, 5, or 9. But this can't be 9, so it's not 3. And this is now 3 or 7. Something has to still disambiguate everything. That 7 is looking at this. I expect there was another way of doing it. I think that's going to do everything. 11, 14, that's a 7, that's a 5. I think, yeah, once we finish box 5, it must be pointing everywhere else in the grid. Apart from the apparent deadly pattern in columns 1 and 3, but I am certain that that now gets resolved. We've just filled in that 7 on the diagonal, so we get 9, 7, 9, and this should complete this diagonal as well as its row and column and box. It does, and that is the solution to a very neat diagonal puzzle. I really like that, actually, Dad Jokes. That's very good. I loved the stack at the start, and there wasn't any sort of common thread to follow. You just had to work on the individual deductions, and there was some very neat stuff with the diagonals. Really good puzzle. I hope you had a go at that. That was well worth doing. And as always, thank you very much for watching us on the channel, and I hope we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.